Yeah, this is not the greatest situation right now to record a video for me, but I really have to say something really fast. It bothers me a lot as a trans guy. I know you guys mean well to compliment trans people on, oh my god, they look so handsome, they're actually more handsome than I thought. Oh my god, he looks like such a man, I would have never guessed. Oh, or for a trans woman, like, she's so pretty, I would have never guessed that she was a man. First of all, you're making two mistakes here, in one sentence at times. First of all, nobody was less of a gender or a person, but because they, before transitioning, basically. It is more difficult to see, I know, because we're so used to a specific idea of what a man is physically and a woman, voice wise, appearance wise. That's why someone pre hormones is more difficult to see in. But that doesn't mean they're less of it. And I know you guys, most of you don't mean it like that, that they're less of a man or a woman or non-binary because they didn't transition yet back then. But the comments that you leave do somehow say that. And you're just not aware of it. Same as, yeah, I would have never guessed that they were trans. That's the idea. That's the. I know you're trying to say it as in, I see you as a man, I see you as a woman, I never saw you as a. But the fact you keep enforcing that in such an enthusiastic way makes it look weird, as if you're almost paying attention to our bodies more than anyone else would. It makes us very uncomfortable, some of us at least, because yes, we have dysphoria and some people have it more than others. Some people can look over it better than others. You will always hurt somebody saying something, but the fact is, these comments are so, there's so many of them. I've seen videos on trans people's videos, and there's always the same comments. It's plain out transphobia, or or people trying to compliment trans people, but they always say, oh my god, they're so hot, or such a sexy couple, because then the trans person is with a partner, and they appreciate the partner for being with this person, and they think it's amazing, but instead of just appreciating them for them, they go about complimenting their futures and how hot they are and how whatever it's just weird. I don't know, it's like almost somehow objectifying these people without knowing. I've never had many comments about that, like I'm more handsome, because I'm not out there that much anyway. I barely am that popular at all on YouTube. Plus, in real life, I don't out myself that much, and if I do, I consciously try to force people, not force people, but I try to let people, remind people of what they say that could hurt me at least, or that's not a good idea to say it. And sometimes they listen, and sometimes they're like, yeah, but I didn't mean it that way, oh sorry, sorry, and they keep saying sorry. I mean, I know how it is to call sorry for no reason, or you're just very, like, you regret what you just said, so you really want to say sorry. I don't know, but it's like, it doesn't help. That's what I'm trying to get at. You keep reminding this person of what you just said by constantly apologizing, or making a scene out of it, which is just not what you need to do. I know you're enthusiastic about us, you're happy that we transition and we stay true to ourselves, but you don't have to constantly say it. I know, like, some of you would be like, yeah, but then you will feel like we ignore you, and then you will feel like we hate you. If we don't compliment you, then how do you feel validated? That's true. Okay, I understand. We need validation. We do sometimes need people to tell us that we look amazing, or that we are. But somehow these and I'm not the only one saying this, and I'm not the only, trans person saying this. There is a reason. Oh, there are people on the hallway right now. Okay, there's a reason why it is uncomfortable, because some of us, it does trigger our dysphoria. It just does. It's just not needed to also say, like, oh my god, they're so handsome now, as in the word now somehow refers to also they were not beautiful before transitioning. That's just, I think a lot of you somehow do catch up on confidence and how a person feels, and if you see a trans person being very confident and happy, you appreciate that, because I do know a few trans people on the internet who are not on hormones, and some people compliment them because they would have still never guessed, or they are very confident in themselves, they have a beautiful partner, personality wise, whatever, and it's like, these compliments happen. So I think it's because you see the confidence in these trans people and you just want to validate that for them. You just want to compliment them, but try to avoid looking into their physical features too much, because at least with me, it really does trigger me. It just makes me like look at myself in the mirror more and be like, okay, so how do they know that I'm more masculine now? Is it because of my hips? Is it because of my hands now somehow looking bigger? That's what kind of is the problem. Yeah, I'm shaking my phone a lot. Anyway, I cannot force you to not say anything, but I just try to educate some people. I will get a lot of hate comments on the few videos that of trans people on. I mean, I have commented or replied to some comments out there just because I could. I know it's not a good idea to do because you will get hate and then it will turn out to be drama and people will start spitting at each other. But that thing will happen anyway, because despite what you say, it's always, I've seen beautiful comments that were just normal or fine or innocent, and even though they do come over a little bit wrong, or and then you have a whole wall of hatred. And I really try, when I do comment on those comments, try to formulate my sentences that it doesn't seem hostile, and that it's like trying to educate people, instead of like, you suck, that's just not constructive in any aspect of the matter. Yeah, I don't know, I just had to say this. Whoever watches this, please just consider this, that whenever you do want to compliment a trans person, keep it very simple. I guess, if it is, you really want to say they're beautiful, then say you're beautiful, but don't accidentally say now, or they're so handsome now. I mean, you can compare them to celebrities, I guess. If you want, like, some trans guys look like celebrities, sure, I guess that's less harmful because some celebrities are cool. Um, you know, but if it's like, oh my god, I wonder how they look like before transition, I want to see girl photos, like, don't be too enthusiastic about that, and don't be like, yeah, they're more male now, I can definitely see it, because, no, I know you want to point out the futures to compliment, but again, some men, okay, I'm gonna say it like this, some men don't have body hair, and they're cis men. Some men don't grow facial hair, they're cis men. Some men aren't that tall, they can be cis men. I've seen cis men with more body fat, also with more boobage, okay, yes. Some men lack testosterone, like because of a disorder or an illness. Some people just naturally have less testosterone. Some men don't have a deep voice. Some men just have a combination of these things, and sometimes they're intersex, sometimes they're trans, but that doesn't make them less male. You see the change, you want to compliment. I know, but I just have to say this to just try and let you understand. And I know there's always going to be people taking this wrong, and there's always people going to be offended, like I'm being offended right now because of the whole compliment thing, but I'm trying to say this just as calm as possible, just to let you know that I'm not upset or anything, I'm just a little bit bothered. If I was upset, I would be probably like yelling or doing something stupid, but yeah, I hope this was an insight for you. Okay.